Welcome to the Unapologetically Unstoppable podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette Peterson. And on this podcast, we talk about how to partner with the Holy Spirit with your business and how to grow businesses with practical tips and tricks. Get ready. Here we go. Hey, girl. Hey, let's talk about your financial goals and if they align with your offers. Like, do they actually align? Okay. So first, I need you to get a piece of paper. If you're walking, just write this down in a mental capacity, right? Let's write down what your financial goals are, right? Is your goal to reach 500,000 in gross revenue this year? Is it $1 million? Is it 10 million? What does that look like? What are your goals? If you don't have goals, that's a whole nother podcast. That's different, okay? But what are those financial goals, okay? So my goal is to tithe $1 million. God told me I was going to tithe $1 million, so I need a $10 million business. Okay. Not there yet, getting there. Right. But I'm very strategic about what I'm doing so that way I can get there. I'm not just like throwing things at the wall saying, oh, I think I can get to $10 million by just blah, blah, blah. Oh, maybe one day. No, I am going to get to $10 million. You have to say these things with conviction and keep walking those things out. Right. I am going to make a $10,000 business, $10 million business, so I can tithe $1 million in 1 year. In 1 year, I want to tithe $1 million in 1 year. Okay. So for that, to have a $10 million business, I need to figure out how much business I need to do in that year and what it looks like, right? So let's break down $10 million. You do this with your number. Mine is $10 million. So I got $10 million on my calculator. Okay. So what does that look like? I could have 200 clients at $50,000 each, right? And what does that mean? Is that consulting? Is that done for you services? Is that I have a team that I'm doing this many services for? But if I'm going to tithe $1 million, that means I have to bring home 10 million. So it has to really be more than that. But once I get to a $10 million mark in my business, it'll be easier to scale. So I'm just going for my business to make $10 million first. Okay. Okay. So then I need 200 clients at $50,000 each. Okay. What does that look like? Is that in coaching? Is that in consulting? Is that having a team doing this, that, and another? But what is that, right? So I want you to think about what that is. What are your goals and what are your price points? Do I have any offers that are 50K? Not right now. Currently, I don't. So I need to figure out how to get to a $50,000 price point in one of my offers. First of all, right? Or take my highest offer, which is $25,000, and double it, right? So that means I need 400 people at $25,000. Now that is a mastermind. Do I have the capacity to hold 400 people at $25,000 each? Right now, I don't, because of how I want to run my life and how I want my life to live. So right now, there's no way that I can get to a $10 million business, which means I need to change some of my offers. I need to look at what some of those things are. What are the things that I can do, right? Or do I need to add more services? I've got a membership that is $37 a month. So let's say that I do $2 million in that. I need 4,504 clients in the membership. Okay, so how do I get more people in the membership? I feel like 4,000 people in the membership is not outrageous. I just need to get more people in. So how do I get more people in to take care of $2 million worth, right? So if that's $2 million worth, that means that leaves me with $8 million worth of stuff that I need to do still. So if I've got $8 million left, then I've got my $25,000 a year mastermind. That's still 320 people in the mastermind, which I can't hold. Okay. So let's say that I could probably do 50K in done for you services, and I can probably hold about 15 people in done for you services. So let's say I've got 15 people times 50,000. That's not even $1 million. It's $750,000. So that leaves that. So that's $2,750,000 in those two services. And then I still need mastermind, and maybe I do retreats or something, but I need to make sure that my offers are aligning with my financial goals. My offers right now do not align. So if I'm trying to get $10 million a year, I need different, better, bigger offers. And it's not about like being like, I can't serve this lower level audience, this lower level client. It's literally not going to get to me where my goals are. It's just a math problem. It is not I want to serve all these people. It's a math problem. If God told me this, how do I get there? I need to map it out, right? So if your goal is 100,000 a year, I think that's not 100,000. You're not trying to get to 100,000. You're trying to get to 500,000 or $1 million. So let's do $1 million. Let's do $1 million. Let's say you're trying to get to $1 million. 100,000 is not going to pay anybody's bills. We're not trying to get to 100,000. We already there. My bad. Okay. So we're trying to get to $1 million, and you've got a mastermind that's $18,000 a year per person. That means you need 55 people in your mastermind. So what does that look like? Does that mean you've got 3 cohorts going? Is it $18K for 6 months and you've got 3 cohorts running every 3 months? So let's say we did that. Let's say it's $18K and you got 55 people. Well, 56 because it's like 55 point something and we don't do half people. Divided by every quarter, divided by 4. So it's 14 people per cohort. Can you get 14 people in your cohort that starts every 3 months? Is that possible for you to get to that $1 million mark? I think that's very doable. 14 people every 3 months. That means you're constantly launching. Like where the back, like let's reverse engineer that, right? That means you're constantly launching. That means you're constantly doing things. That means you're doing calls. You're going to have at one point 4 calls a week. Maybe the first cohort is on Mondays, second cohort is on Tuesdays, third cohort is on Thursdays. Wednesdays, and the fourth cohort is on Thursdays, right? So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you're just revolving. Every day is a different cohort. It's like the different pillars you've got going on. But I feel like it's doable if you want to work every single day. And it's 1 hour a day, every day, or 90 minutes, depending on how long your cohorts are. But I think it's possible, right? 14 people. You're holding 14 people every single day, 14 different people with their different questions, and you're helping them and you're growing them. And you got to be poured into also, right? You also need time for you. So maybe 14 is too much, or you raise your prices. But I want you to really take a look at how do you decide if your financial goals are aligning with the offers that you have? What offers do you have that will align with your goals? You need to start with your goal first, start with the end in mind, and then backwards that, okay? Because you're not going to ever get to your goal if you're like, well, I'm selling this for $15 and this for $25. You're never going to get there. And if people don't want to buy your thing, you're talking to the wrong people. Everybody wants to buy something. You think Bill Gates isn't buying something? He's still alive. You think that Oprah's not buying things? You think Beyonce's not buying things? Everybody's buying. It might be slower. But don't cheapen yourself because you have mindset issues. We're not doing that. We're not playing small. We just talked about that. I don't know if you heard the last podcast, but we're not talking about playing small. We're not doing that. We're playing to the biggest, boldest version that God has told us to be, and that stretch feeling. So if I'm going to offer something that's going to be for $70K, that feels a little stretchy to me. Do I think I'm worth $70K? Yes. Do I think it can provide $70K's worth of content? Absolutely. Why does it feel stretchy to me? I don't know why it feels stretchy. I've been paid way more than that from one person, but it just feels stretchy. But think about what that limit is, that you have that upper limit, and then get comfortable with that upper limit. If you're constantly saying, yeah, my base price is $70K, and people look at you like you're crazy, let them. That is not your business. That is their problem. That is not your problem. That is their thing. Don't play small because they want you to play small, or they are playing small for themselves. Don't do that. Stop doing that. So you need to really look at, do your financial goals align with your offers and what you're doing? Price yourself according to your financial goals and what you can serve and how you can serve, right? So you want to be able to serve as much as you can, but also knowing what your limits are, what your goals are, and what God has planned for you. Okay? See you next week. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Go ahead and leave a review to let everybody else know how much this episode has impacted you. And you know what? I would love to get to know you even better. So go ahead and send me a DM over on Instagram at Jeanette.Peterson or come to my free group at JeanettePeterson.com/group. I'll see you guys over there.